Territory of the Mexican people, and it's a blessing that we have this space to use here today. And we'd like to give a special shout out to the City of Vancouver for giving us a large grant to help us run this event, along with True North for providing us with all the t-shirts. And we'd also like to give a special shout out to Strength Labs, Silver Diablo, Inner Strength, for helping us with our other sponsors and just helping us meet girls and women. And I'll pass it off to our announcer of the morning, Sean. Take it away, Sean. Hey everyone, how are we all doing today? Yep. Can we please get a really big round of applause for all the competitors?
Check, check, mic check.
Sean, and it's all good to see you today. We will have our first lifter, Sharon Sanders.
Check, check.
Is 57.5 kilograms, rack height 12. On deck, U2 Chue, and in the hole, Samantha Wesley. Bar loaded.
I don't know why though. Stop. Okay, I'm assuming, okay, yeah, I think I got it. Huh? I think you have to stop and Alright.
Is the overlay working?
Yeah.
Is this?
Live.
Amazing.
Alright, beautiful. Okay, so this knob is for the left mic, this one's for the right. You can just turn the volume up and down. Nice. And if you ever want to hear yourself, you can put these on. But I'll keep on. Did the cable get disconnected? Let me. Okay.
Does your laptop, is it plugged in?
It should be plugged in.
Will it turn off automatically after a certain amount of time?
Oh, I think maybe it might actually. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Well, Lucas, I'll go take care of that.
It's just, I know. Aiden's good.
Okay, go ahead.
Welcome. How we doing? Welcome to today's session here. We have our morning session just started. I think so.
What's the setting
Like, I think it's like
battery? I feel like the battery setting.
we have a little bit of technical difficulties this morning, but we are up and running right now.
Okay.
Just hang.
Bar loaded for Samantha Wesley. 82.5 kilograms.
Got Samantha here. clean lift. Clean opener.
If you ever want to mute, just tap.
All right, we're up and running now. We're live.
Good to go? All right.
Welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the stream, everyone. My name is Aiden, and alongside my partner Lucas here, we will be commentating you through the UBC Powerlifting meet, taking you through the days of the events of the day, excuse me.
Yes, we have a nice batch. We're up here very early in the morning getting ready, and we have a bunch of phenomenal lifters coming up, a lot of first-time lifters. This is typically the first meet of the season, so a lot of lifters who have not competed, this is going to be their first chance to really get into the sport.
It's a key point. It's going to be a key point for a lot of these lifters, right? I mean, I'm as pumped up as some of the lifters are right now, even just to commentate.
Turn you up a little bit.
Let's hear Caitlin Young here, member of the UBC Powerlifting Club. This is her first meet.
We got a clean lifter, three white judges there.
Very good first attempt.
The lower right,
It should be what's same as what's on the screen.
Where's Leon? Leon? I don't know.
Or the
But just have a look. Okay, we're back.
Apologies for the technical difficulties there.
We have Andrew with a good opener here.
My goodness, very quick.
Ooh, and he does not get the lift.
Maybe a little too quick there, you think?
Maybe for depth, I'm not really sure here.
So Lucas, from your experience, can you tell us what are the judges looking for when it comes to a power lift, when it comes to a squat and a powerlifting?
Yeah, they're looking for a few fundamental things. So first off is just listening to the ref. So in powerlifting for squat, you manually just unrack the bar and you have to hold the bar static until the ref tells you that you can go. So they'll say squat. The person will then squat all the way down, usually below parallel. The technical requirement is that your hip crease is below the top of your knee, and the judges on the side are going to be looking for that. Once the person's able to get it all the way back up, they need to hold the weight static once again until the ref tells them to rack it. And as you can see right here, we have a good lift, and that's the gist of squat here. With the squat, it's particularly unnerving because you do all this practice, all this stuff, but it's really different being out in front of a live audience here and squatting and actually hitting that depth. You can feel very confident in the gym where your depth isn't getting critiqued, but as soon as it comes out here, all that can go out the window very fast.
Let's see how Marina puts those tips and fundamentals to the test here. That's a good lift from Marina. Well done.
You keep talking.
All right, here's Theo with his first squat of the day.
The opening with 363 here.
That's a clean rep for Theo. Up next, Nathaniel with a 418-pound opening.
How are we doing?
418 pounds. That is no joke right there.
Heavy openers today.
Can you imagine opening with 418 pounds, Lucas?
I can't imagine do my third attempt at 418 pounds.
I can imagine doing that for deadlift, but that's as far as I'll get right now.
So when are you going to do your first meet, Aiden?
Oh my goodness, he's putting me on the spot. Good question. Eventually at a point when I feel ready to mentally prepare, when I can put myself through the mental stress and fatigue of a program, perhaps that's when I'll do my first meet.
Fair enough, you know. All the athletes here have put, you know, a large amount of time into training. You know, a lot of these people out here dedicating like 12 to 15 hours a week just on training, proper nutrition, and just caring about all aspects of their health in the lead up to this.
What a lot of you watching from home or wherever you are, what you may not realize, I mean, you're watching the athletes lift the weight right now, but what you don't see, or maybe you do, who knows, are the weeks of preparation of diet, like strict regimens of exercise. Man, can't imagine.
And this is where the payoff is, right? You know, working for a meet and actually being able to compete today. So we'll see how Nathaniel goes for his opener. Strong opener.
Wow, my goodness.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. And that's why spotters are key in lifts.
Almost had a little mishap, but we're good. You know, our spotters are a lot of the time are spotting for the first time. So, you know, there's going to be some learning here.
All right, we are moving on to our second flight of attempts for our opening set here.
Let's give it up for our second attempt.
Yeah, second attempt's coming up here shortly.
Up first in our second attempt will be Sharon. I believe Sharon unfortunately did not get a successful lift on her first attempt, so she'll be looking to get a clean second attempt. Have you ever worked as a spotter, Lucas?
You know what? I actually haven't worked as a spot and loader. You know, spotting and loading, you know, it seems easy, but it can fatigue you very fast.
All right, let's see how Sharon does with her second attempt here.
Yeah. Sharon here representing our only Master 2 lifter.
Very nice. A clean lift for Sharon after she did not get a successful first attempt. Very nice to see her bounce back on the second attempt there. If I'm being completely honest, though, working as a spotter sounds fun because you get a workout, you get a free workout just loading and unloading all of those plates.
That's true. The upper body stimulus is definitely there. And all the bicep curling, just picking up plates.
Let's see. All right. Up next on our second flight is Yuchu with a 148-pound second attempt.
Is that the live stream? I can't find the link online. Can you send it?
I'm gonna put it up right now.
Oh, it's not up?
Well, do you have Instagram? It's actually
I was on YouTube.
in our link tree. You can search up just UBC lifting. You can just go to our YouTube.
All right, a clean attempt for Yuchu there. Well done. Up next is Samantha with an 192.9-pound second attempt.
Take over for a second.
For those of you watching who have not been to a meet or have not seen the process of a meet before, the process can be quite daunting, especially for the lifters, because when you get placed into the scenario of actually having to compete, it's a different animal than just simply being in the gym and doing your lifts alone. Nice. And a beautiful attempt for Samantha there. Well done. Clean attempt right there. Up next we have Caitlin Young with a 209.4 pound second attempt. Or 95 kilograms. Sometimes you forget that that's our unit of measurement here. 95 kilograms instead of pounds. And a clean attempt for Caitlin there. Well done. Now, if you've been observing the what the competitors are wearing in their lifts, you have various different things that would help or assist in the process of squatting such heavy weights, whether it be knee sleeves, powerlifting singlets, Converse shoes. That's a pretty common thing you'll see with people squatting, Converse shoes. What's so good about the Converse shoes are the flat sole, because when it comes to squatting, a flat sole, keeping your feet flat on the surface below you, is very imperative. Up next we have Christina, 100 kilograms for her second attempt. A good attempt for Christina there. Well done, Christina. Up next we have Celeste with a 117.5 kilogram attempt. The weight is moving up now. Just some sorting things out between our judges and our spotters. Those powerlifting racks look quite interesting. You almost have to learn a technique in order to quickly rack and unrack, lower the weight. Each competitor might have a different level that they prefer for squats, so gotta adjust for that. All right, that looked good right there, and a clean lift for Celeste. Well done. Up next, we got Veerpal with a 122.5 kilograms second attempt. Wow. A clean lift from Veerpal. You notice on that squat there, incredible depth, very slow, controlled tempo on the way down. Strong finish on the way up. Textbook right there. All right, coming up next, we've got Andrew with a 135 kilogram second attempt here. As our spotters very beautifully unload and prepare the barbell for Andrew. Wow. That looked very quick on the way up there, and a good lift for Andrew. And interesting to consider for our competitors as you watch them do their lifts here is the height, the limb length, and the just overall build of each competitor. Now, obviously you can train as much as you can in order to become as strong as you possibly can, but specific leverages on the body, taller people versus shorter people, longer versus shorter limbs, they play a part in how a person may perform in a certain lift. Up next, we've got Jessica here, 135 kilograms. And a good lift for Jessica there. Wow. All right, and to conclude the second attempts, we have Marina with 330 pounds or 150 kilograms. Wow.
Those who are watching, make sure you share this with your friends. We're going to be here all day broadcasting and giving you live coverage of the event, so tell your buddies.
Yeah, even for an early morning, there's quite a few supporters here in the crowd here at the Nest at UBC. Let's see how Marina does here. A clean lift for Marina, and that concludes our second attempts for the second flight here for the females. And coming up now are the Oh, I may have missed. I believe they said second. I believe they said that was the last one of the second attempts, but. Okay, 2 more for the second attempts. Right. My apologies. Up next, Theo with 185 kilograms. Wow. It's a successful attempt for Theo. We look on Theo's attempt there, quite the fast downward portion of that squat, very, very fast on the way down.
You know, there's some pros and cons with bombing squats, you know, very fast down. You know, obviously, the faster you complete the lift, the less time that you're, you know, loaded up with all that weight. You can kind of save a bit of energy. But you also risk, you know, losing control of that weight if you know, drop it too fast and you just, you know, lose control.
Everyone's got their own personal preference when it comes to these lifts. However, Lucas does raise a very good point. The faster you go down on your lift, the harder it might be to control. And this goes true for bench and squat. For deadlifts, it's not necessarily the same thing because you're pulling the weight up rather than trying to push the weight up. But the way control in your lifts is very imperative. Up next, Nathaniel with a 200 kilogram attempt. We've crossed over into 200 kilogram territory here.
Maybe our most stylish lifter of the day. You know, matching everything up here. Bit of a grind here, but
bit of a grind for the second attempt there, but he got it done. Successful attempt from Nathaniel. We'll see how he does on his third attempt.
He got it up.
Attacks that.
He got it up for sure.
Regardless of what happens, he does get extra style points for the all-purple there.
Yeah, moving on to our third attempts here.
Her final attempt will be 65 kilograms. Following,
All right, to begin our third attempts, we have Sharon beginning with a 65 kilogram third attempt. She bounced back after an unsuccessful first attempt with a successful second attempt. Let's see how she concludes her squats with this third attempt here.
Let's see a nice clean lift for Sharon.
Beautiful. It looked like she might have clipped the rack on the way up there, but she managed to get it up, and that is a clean lift for Sharon. Well done, Sharon. An important thing to keep in mind for these lifters, a lot of the time it isn't about comparing yourself to what another person is doing, although it's very easy to do so. It's all about hitting your own personal goal, hitting the goals you set for yourself, and completing your successful lifts.
Yeah, I mean, powerlifting is a long game, you know. Even at the most elite level, making progress is a timely task, and it takes even years to make, you know, PRs at that point. So it's really a sport of patience and dedication.
All right, third attempt for Yuchi here, 70 kilograms.
Got it up. The depth was not there.
Depth, unfortunately, not there. 2 red lights. For those of you who may not understand how powerlifting works here, or how powerlifting meets work, you have 3 judges. As you can see, the judge at the very front, seated in front of the rack, gives you the squat command after you've unracked the weight, after the judges determine that you are ready to squat the weight. And after you complete the lift, they will either give you a white light for a successful lift or a red light for an unsuccessful lift. Unfortunately, there were 2 red lights out of 3, which means an unsuccessful lift. A lifter needs a minimum of 2 white lights to get a successful lift.
In addition, you guys can't really see it from this angle, but whenever red lights pop up on the screen, they actually show a secondary color depending on what they got called out for. So if you get a red light and there's a red circle underneath, that means you didn't hit depth.
Beautiful attempt for Samantha there.
I don't
Way to
expect
end off
any
there.
red lights here.
That is a clean third attempt for Samantha.
Alrighty.
Up next, we've got Caitlin with a 100 kilogram third attempt.
100 kilograms, that's almost 2 plates. Let's see if she can smoke this. Ooh, and a really good, valiant attempt.
That is all right, Caitlin.
Couldn't get it up today, but you know, this is her first meet.
You remember your first meet, Lucas?
I do remember my first meet. It was in Coquitlam. It was Winter Open 2023.
Wow. And how did you feel leading up to it?
Felt pretty good, honestly. I think it was the first time really where I got a coach and really practiced and tried to like hone in on my powerlifting skill. I kind of just powerlifted casually in the gym with like, you know, following online programs, just kind of doing my own thing. But it was a really good experience, just like knowing that you have a meet and really practicing and dedicating all your gym time to that meet. And I think I went 7 for 9.
7 for 9. Very solid.
But it was a really good experience.
All right, Christina here with 107.5 kilograms. Very nice.
Very solid and stable.
It's almost as if you wonder, although there was still 1 red light, you still wonder if you're leaving any effort in the tank on your third attempts. Takes a bit of thinking. You have to make sure you determine your attempts with sensible weight. figuring out if you are going too far for your strength or maybe you're underestimating yourself as well.
Yeah, and that's like kind of a skill that you get used to when it comes to powerlifting. You know, you want to open with a weight that's manageable, that you know you'll hit 100% of the time. And the thing is with powerlifting too is like on subsequent attempts, you can't reduce the weight. It has to go up. So it's really important in your attempt selection to choose weights that you know you're going to hit, but also build confidence up to your final attempt and actually push yourself.
Celeste with 122.5 kilograms. Here we go.
Deep squat.
Grind it out. Very nice.
Perfect.
Way to grind it out, Celeste.
That's a perfect third attempt right there.
Right there, yeah.
Confident.
3 white lights, too.
You know, good form, no breakdown, really pushing herself all the way. You know, that's good attempt selection right there.
It goes to show how powerlifting and weightlifting in general can be very much a mental game just as much as it is physical. Veer Paul with a third attempt of 127.5 kilograms. Very nice for Paul. That looked like a pretty good third attempt as well. Unfortunately, that is not a clean lift.
Interesting, 2 red lights. I'm not actually sure what she got called on there.
Might have been. I see a red number 1. Yeah,
Is
I
it
see
for
a red number 1.
depth?
I believe
Huh.
that's for depth.
Interesting. So I've actually just pulled up the IPF rulebook here. And yeah, so if you got a red light, so the red, blue, and yellow lights actually indicate different things for different lifts. So if you get a red light with a subsequent red color coordinated one, that means you didn't go deep enough. Blue means you did not successfully get up.
Wow.
I mean, no red lights there.
There should be no red lights there, but wow. You almost went. Oh, there are
did
red
get a
lights.
red light.
Wow. Okay. 2 red lights, unfortunately.
So, okay, we see a yellow light there. So yellow for squat actually means stepping forward or backwards or moving or rocking your legs. So you actually have to stay planted. You can't rock on your heels or on the balls of your feet. Your feet actually have to stay planted at all times. So some people, if they squat and their heels come up, that's not maintaining contact, and that actually does not get a good lift.
Weightlifting is more than just simply lifting the weight up and down. There's plenty of rules and regulations in place.
Yeah. So the yellow basically indicates any technical failure of the lift. So that could also mean, you know, touching a spotter, for example, or contacting your elbow with the rack at some point.
That's a clean lift for Jessica. Way to end off her third attempt there.
Our final set of squatters will be with Reno Bouchard, final attempt 157.5 kilograms. Following her, Theo Wyatt with 200 kilograms, and Diana Venus with 205 kilograms.
Unfortunately, a no lift, but that was a great attempt. Great grind.
All right. We're moving towards the end of our third attempt flight here, and up next is Theo with a 200 kilogram attempt.
So Theo is actually in the sub-junior category. So for powerlifting, there's a bunch of age categories starting at sub-junior, I believe. Actually, no, I think there's an even younger league, but
You're the expert here, Lucas, not me.
not relevant here. Theo's a sub-junior, so that is, I believe, 16 to 18 years old.
Wow.
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 Heroic grind for Theo. Wow.
Again, that is a textbook third attempt right there, leaving nothing on the table there.
Yeah. Great work.
Can you imagine being 16 or to 18 years old moving 440 pounds?
I could not, honestly. I think I was about 150 pounds soaking wet when I was 18 years old. So shout out all the parents out there bringing their kids to the gym.
Or allowing their kids to go to the gym, giving them the right nutrition, helping them, supporting them.
Feeding them all that steak, all that protein.
You want to grab some steak lunch after this, Lucas?
I'm already looking for lunch. I haven't had breakfast. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, we'll worry about lunch after we finish the attempts here. Nathaniel with a third attempt of 205 kilograms.
Closing us out here.
Unfortunately, an unsuccessful lift for Nathaniel there. You kind of got the feeling that he might have been overstepping his boundary with the second attempt. He did struggle on that, but you have to fail. You will fail at some point, and how you go about picking yourself up from that failure is really what matters in powerlifting here.
Yeah, I think, sometimes you do a meet, and your second attempt, really pushes you. You can only really edge out a little bit more weight on that third attempt. Some lifters even opt out of third attempts if they end up maxing out on their second attempt. Some days your second attempt can feel like a third attempt, and it's important strategy-wise to just reset and save yourself.
And moving back to that point of powerlifting and weightlifting being much more than just lifting the weight, various external factors can play a part in how you lift the weight. Your sleep routine, your diet, your macros, your body shape, your body structure. Plenty of different factors will impact your performance in the gym, as is with any other sport. And we are moving on to our next flight of competitors, starting off with Derek, who will start with a 95 kilogram opener here.
Another one of our Master 1 lifters.
I gotta say, Derek looks like I feel like he looks like a vintage power lifter.
I think it's the mustache for sure.
It's the mustache, it's the look. You
A
know?
vintage strongman.
Yeah. At the end of the day, weight is weight, though. If you can lift the weight, that's all that matters.
Do you have water?
Commentating for the first time makes you need a little bit of water. You need a little bit more water than you might anticipate.
Yes, we're gonna have a water break right now, so enjoy. No audio, sorry. All right, we have Martini coming up next here. I have actually known Martini for, I think, longer than I've been at UBC, which is kind of funny. We actually used to go to Fitness World together, and that's how I know him. But I think this is his first meet in a while. I know he's been bulking up, getting really strong, so I hope we see a really good performance today from him. Easy opener for Martini. 3 white lights. Light work for him. Next up we have Kevin, another member of UBC's powerlifting club. He's been participating in a lot of our club mock meets, so I think this might be his first real meet. In any case, let's see him smoke this squat here.
Very steady all around for Kevin there. And that
White
is a
lights.
successful bench.
White lights for Kevin. I'm excited to see Kevin's bench because he famously benched more than his squat at one of our mock meets. So we'll see how it goes from here. And next up we have Safwan. He'll be attempting just under 400 pounds here.
The day I hit a 400-pound squat, I will be a very happy man.
Coming out with the mouth guard. You know he's a grinder when he's got the mouth guard.
Wow. Okay, don't push the rack over, Safwan.
Let's hope our spotters don't get squashed, because our boy here is very tall.
Wow. A beautiful first step for Safwan there, complete with the Bangladesh flag on his powerlifting outfit there too. Up next, Aaron with a 200 kilogram opener attempt. You can't see it on camera right now, but Aaron is currently getting hyped up. He has a whole hype squad behind the curtain with him.
Yeah, we love to see the support from coaches and handlers alike.
Wow, that
The little chant at the end there.
my goodness.
We like to see it.
The way some of these competitors are moving this weight is turning me absolutely green with envy. Up next, a 205 kilogram opener attempt from them.
These are some pretty heavy openers here. I'm excited to see what big weight ends up getting moved. This morning here, we actually have a lot of the heavyweight classes. And in the afternoon, we have a lot of the kind of middle weights. So a lot of 83s, 74s in our afternoon session. But here, we got some heavyweights coming up.
Up next, Andrew with, I believe, the same weight, 205 kilograms, excuse me.
Yes. We have a very tall lifter, apparently.
Oh yeah, quite tall. Oh my goodness, wow. My goodness, beautifully done, Andrew. Wide steps back. Very composed. Clean lift for Andrew there, clean opener.
I guess we have a little bit of time to kind of talk about the structure of how attempts are selected now. So we kind of mentioned that we want to space out how heavy our attempts are, that we can hit all of them, and there's some strategy involved. Well, the strategy is also helped by a handler. So every single lifter today has a handler or a coach that basically helps them out with their warm-up, their attempt selection, and just kind of analyzing their lifts to just help them be successful in the competition. And
Think of it like an in-game coach.
Yeah, essentially. So after Christopher hopefully smokes this lift, he'll actually go back behind the curtain, talk to his coach, and attempt or write down his second attempt lift. So here we are, he smoked that attempt. Once he's finished, he actually has only 1 minute to choose the weight that he wants to attempt on his second attempt. And that's kind of where you need that handler to kind of tell you how good your lift was and like what you can do for your next one, because a lot of the time you hit a really heavy weight, you're kind of not all there mentally. It's hard to kind of think about, you know, what you're going to hit next without an external source.
Coaching and feedback is absolutely key in powerlifting. I've come across a few self-coached guys, and wow, I can't imagine like being able to know everything on your own. I mean, at the end of the day, you know yourself best, and a coach is simply a tool to help that out. But being self-coached in something as intensive and rigorous as powerlifting is quite the achievement.
Yeah, you'll kind of find in the powerlifting community here, a lot of people coach each other, and you know, it's for a variety of different reasons. You know, powerlifting is a very individual-focused sport. It requires a lot of like know-how, and that's the thing. We're kind of a close-knit, niche community. So, you know, I think everyone kind of knows someone who can coach, and a lot of people are coached by friends, other lifters. You know, we're all trying to build each other up here.
And up next is Leon, 217.5 kilograms for an opener.
Leon repping a high belt position. So you notice his belt is actually placed along the lower side of his rib cage.
Very nice from Leon there.
And that higher belt position has actually been implemented by a variety of different lifters, as some believe it helps increase your intra-abdominal pressure by actually connecting with your ribs. So you might see a bunch of different placements in terms of where belts are.
What do you personally prefer when it comes to squats, Lucas?
I honestly don't know. I actually prefer a skinnier belt. I have both an SBD and an Inzer belt, and I've found actually going back to... Sorry, I like my SBD belt for squats, but actually going back to an Inzer belt for my deadlifts actually helps me get into a better position at the bottom. And I do try and, you know, keep a higher belt position on my deadlift.
Wow. Bruce coming in not just with the strength, but also the hair.
Yes, he's got SBD hair. Very quick. Very quick
Very
left.
clean attempt for Bruce. Up next, Jason with a 270 kilogram opener.
Wow, so we are seeing almost 600 pounds for an opener here. Jason Claus, our only 120 plus lifter, I think, of the day. I think we can expect some crazy lifts from him. I think just looking at just his opener total is over 700 kilos. So I think we can expect some big things. Our spotters have their work cut out for them for sure.
I think my legs would disintegrate if I even touched the bar with that much weight.
shout out though to our spotters and loaders. You know, this is not an easy task.
Uh-oh. And that is why it is not a very easy task.
Yeah. So if you guys notice, the rack actually moves inward. So for our very large lifters, some of them actually have to hold the bar very wide. And that means actually moving the rack inward so they can reach their arms around it.
Here comes Jason, ready to do his opener.
You can even see the bar bending just while placed on the rack here. And you can see he's holding it very wide.
Wow. Absolutely amazing from Jason.
He's an absolute unit. He's like the UBC Jesus Oliveris. All right, now we're up to second attempts. Derek here squatting 220 pounds.
Very smooth, up and down there.
Opting to go old school beltless.
You ever try lifting beltless, Lucas?
I have, and I absolutely hate it. I will say, you know, I think a lot of lifters do rely on belts quite a bit. Obviously, it builds that, you know, stability for a lot of people. But you'd be amazed. There's some exceptional lifters out there that actually deadlift, squat with no belts. There are people that bench press with a belt,
That's
and then there's
interesting
people
thing.
that they also just like squat with no sleeve or no sleeves, even no wrist wraps.
That's me. I don't squat with any knee sleeves, but you know.
My knees crunch when I don't use knee sleeves, so that is why I use them.
Very nice. With hair like that, he looks like an anime superhero.
He sure does. I mean, this is his anime right now. He just smoked that second attempt.
If it really was an anime, there would be a 3-minute long flashback while he's doing the lift.
I swear I get flashbacks whenever I'm on the platform. It's like time stops.
It's almost as if you don't even remember your lifts. Not just necessarily in powerlifting, but when you're going for a PR in a lift, your mind's racing, your heart's racing, you got adrenaline rushing through your body. You're in your own world. You don't, and nothing else exists until you finished your attempt of that lift.
Yeah.
loader for Kevin.
All right, Kevin upcoming with a 175 kilogram second attempt.
Wow.
Very slow and controlled all the way down there. What is your analysis of that, Lucas?
Confident, very confident. Almost looks like a tempo rep there. But that's the thing, like when you go slow, you know, you can manage the weight a lot better, I feel like.
For those of you who may not know what a tempo squat is, Lucas, can you break that down for our audience here?
Yeah, I mean, tempo reps are just essentially slowing down the eccentric part, or not just the eccentric part, but any single part of the lift. So some people, they do tempo squats where they do a 3-second eccentric and they pause at the bottom and then come back up. And that kind of just helps build your stability during the lift. Martini coming up now with second attempt here, 177.5 kilograms. We are joined by our meet director, Tristan. Tristan, do you have some input on today's meet?
Sorry.
What's your input?
So far, so good. We had a little bit of a rough beginning, but looks like everybody's doing really fantastic. We have some great lifters out today, and I'm really excited to have everybody here. Thank you guys for joining us on our live stream. Super excited to be able to put this on. And that looks like a good lift for Martini. So lovely lifters out here today, and thank you for joining the live stream.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tristan, for your efforts in helping to put this all together.
Yes,
We wouldn't be here without you.
He's been masterminding this whole operation, so shout out to him.
All right, up next, sophomore with a 190 kilogram second attempt.
Bar loader for supply.
Wow.
Wow, 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 wow.
Confident.
You hear his coach say in the background there, let's earn that third attempt. I think he very much earned that third attempt. Beautifully done, Saffron. Clean lift.
Buttery smooth squat. Shout out to his coach, Roland, making sure that his athletes are killing their first and second attempts here.
Here comes Aaron with a 215 kilogram second attempt. All right, well done, Aaron. Oh, watch the re-rack there. Very nice. Beautiful. Aaron's got quite the hype squad going with him today. Up next is Andrew with a 217.5 kilogram second attempt. This weight is really moving up.
Yeah, spotters and loaders putting in max effort here. We do have a combo rack, but lifting hundreds and hundreds of pounds every single lifter is a grueling task for sure.
All right, well done, Andrew. Let's see if that is a successful lift. And that is a successful lift. Beautifully done.
Very good.
Cool, calm, and collected. Very nice. Coming up next, Christopher with a 220 kilogram second attempt. The bar is loaded. Let's go, Christopher. Wow. And a clean lift for Christopher there. Not sure about you, Lucas, but wow, watching all these competitors do their second attempts even makes me excited to see what the third attempts will bring.
Yeah, I want to see some big weight. And I want to see the happiness that the lifters feel when they hit that PR.
Not to mention the yelling that comes with grinding out a rep from the audience.
Yeah, I will say, like, as the day continues, I think we're going to get more hype. People are going to get amped up. It's still kind of early for lifting. You know, I'm a big PM lifter.
Oh, we're 4 minutes away. We're 3 minutes away from that now. It being 11:57 this morning. But here we go with the second attempt for fun.
Repping the A7 pumpkin color wave.
Wow. And that is a clean lift for Fem. If he is a pumpkin, he is a jacked O-lantern, could you say?
Very clever, very clever.
Leon Powell, 230 kilograms, and Jason Klaus, 255 kilograms.
All right, here comes Bruce, 230 kilograms. Second attempt.
Very intense lift right there. White lights.
On the way down, it's complete silence, and as soon as he hits that upward motion of the lift, the entire audience just erupts in a chaos of ups, ups, ups.
I know. He got so red there, holy.
What was more red, the face or the hair? But at the end of the day, he got the weight up, and he is one strong man.
He may have been red, but he got no red lights. That's for sure.
All right, we got Lucas coming in with some jokes now, too.
You know, we like to keep it fun. Here, we got to entertain all you guys watching.
At the end of the day, powerlifting, I mean, as intense as it may get with the heavyweight and the intensity,
you know, we're just a bunch of yappers at the end of the day. So we've just noticed that we're going to try and up the quality of our stream real quick. Leon right here, attempting 507 pounds. Wow. Gets it up. No, I think throughout the day you'll kind of see a variety of different lifter types and types of squat, for sure. Depending on people's anatomy, you'll see them squat very upright or very much, you know, folded over. So you can see Leon's kind of a prime example of a lifter who has long legs and squats in a really like downward folded over position. But you know, that's really up to how lifters are built and that sort of thing, whatever feels best for them. As long as the weight's getting up, you know, that's what matters.
Bar loaded for Jason.
All right, here comes Jason. An absolute unit.
He'll be attempting 285 kilos.
Mind you, this is his second attempt, not his final one either. My goodness. My goodness.
The speed out of the hole is something else.
Well done, Jason.
The last time I saw 285 kilos move that fast, I was going to hit that car.
Nice. That was a great joke.
We're gonna really do it again. Also, it'd be better if we could move the TV so it's on screen.
Moving on to our third attempt for our second flight, we have Derek with 102.5 kilograms for his final attempt. Yes, well done, Derek.
Very well done. But who is his coach? Like, these are openers still. That moved like butter.
Derek's just a chill guy. Likes to take it easy.
Taking it easy out of powerlifting meet. Interesting strategy, but you know what? I think, it really depends on your goals. Some people, they just want to compete for that experience, right? It's not really about, setting a new PR necessarily.
Trying to see if I can find the extra chairs. No, but an extra.
Bar lifter, not the ball.
Third attempt here for Natapong. Ooh, heroic grunt right there at the end.
Ooh, unfortunately, no, not a successful lift.
No lift, unfortunately.
But he is still a superhero with that look and his overall strength.
Yeah. Interesting. So we got yellows and blues. I think for the actual blue, one kind of smaller rule that people overlook is that when you start the lift, you need to be locked out. So your legs need to be completely locked out at the start and when you finish. So sometimes what happens is people get the lift up, but they forget to completely lock out at the top, and they end up getting the rack command, and they just don't get the lift because they didn't lock their legs at the end. And that's where experience kind of comes into play here. Remembering everything, drilling those different things. But there's still a lot of meat to go. And up here we have Kevin with 182.5. And an easy third attempt.
Did that look like a third attempt to you? I'm not sure, but hey, Kevin made the decision and he got it up. So well done, Kevin.
And shout out to Kevin's family supporting him from the live stream. He told us his family was going to be watching. So shout out. We like to see a lot of support for our lifters here. So remember, let your friends know that the stream's live and they can watch their homies and the gym bros, watch and just observe from this live stream here.
Martini bringing the hype. Let's go.
I'm sure he's gonna smoke this. His previous attempts went up pretty dang fast.
Come on, Martini. Let's do this.
Fresh mullet for this meet. Rocking the J's. A little wobble in the middle there, but
You got it up and you got a successful lift. Well done, Martini.
Really good lift. Super excited for that.
How's it going, guys?
Saf here with his third attempt.
On the Insta, I'll just
205 kilos.
How much was it?
Well done, sophomore. Way to end off there. And that is a clean lift. Beautiful.
White lights all around.
Up next, Christopher, 227.5 kilograms. Man, we've crossed into 500-pound territory for our final attempts here.
Bar loaded for Christopher.
Four reds here.
Beautiful. Way to grind it out, Christopher.
Gets it up. High bar as well.
All right, a successful lift for Christopher.
3 whites. So that's another example of like a different kind of lifter, a different kind of squat there. Christopher is placing the bar higher up on his back and kind of being a lot more upright because that feels more comfortable for him.
Because so 2 different types of squats that lifters will use will be either a high bar or a low bar squat.
Yeah.
Now in a high bar squat, the bar will rest on your traps, and in a low bar squat, it'll rest on your rear delts, on the back of your shoulders.
Yeah.
There are little intricacies and little differences in between the two. It personally boils down to personal preference, but I feel as if we see more low bar squats in these powerlifting meets, don't we? Right here, it looks like it'll be a low bar squat with the bar on his rear delts.
Yeah, majority of lifters squat with a low bar.
Beautiful. Is that a successful lift? That is a successful lift. 227.5 kilograms. My goodness.
Very, very ecstatic about that.
You could hear him in the background say, after he completed the lift, he could have done 230 instead. But, that's why it's important to pick your attempts wisely so you can max out your effort.
But that's the thing, it's always better to have some left in the tank. If you do too much, then you're not going to hit your lift, right? And especially when you're squatting, squats are the first lift of the big three, you want to save your energy sometimes for deadlift because, if you go all out on a squat, sometimes you can be very fatigued and not really perform your deadlift at the level that you wanted to.
Here comes Aaron with a 227.5 kilogram final attempt. Is that a successful lift for Aaron? That is a successful lift.
There seems to be a bit of a dispute over at the curtain to the side. It's really important that, the platform is clear and we don't have excess people kind of walking out. A lot of us have a lot of friends that are watching, but that's the thing, we should only have our coach or spotter coming out to record each lift.
Or you could also have an audience member, have maybe your friends are in the audience. They
or
can
just
record
join the
it for you
audience.
too. Yeah.
Join the audience.
It's not in frame, but the nest is actually starting to fill up now. We've got some spectators on the upper levels watching down at the base level here, watching the competitors do their lifts. Yeah, it's a nice thing. It's a nice Saturday morning, nice, crisp, clear. Come on over to the nest and you see just a group of people lifting 500 plus pounds, as Andrew is about to do right here.
I swear, I was clenching very hard right there, watching that. And he gets it. He gets it. It was very scary, that kind of pause in the middle there. It's always on the edge. You don't want to see it suddenly go down, but you want to see him push it through. Those are the best kind of lifts right there.
All right, Leon coming up here with 240 kilograms. These guys are grinding it out. These guys are grinding it out, and that is a successful lift with 2 white lights.
Very big grind.
And here comes the final lift for this flight. The third attempt for Jason, who will be hitting 300 kilograms. You heard that right, 300 kilograms. That's not a typo. It's 300 kilograms. I'm absolutely amazed. 300 kilograms.
Yeah, wow. 661.4 pounds.
If you take a look closely at the stream, you see our spotters are angling the rack inwards a little bit. They haven't done that for any other competitor other than Jason, it seems.
I think our spotters and loaders are being extra sure that things are nice and tight and correct here. It's a lot of weight, you know, we don't want anything sliding off.
And here he comes. Come on, Jason. Unfortunate there for Jason.
Great catch, though.
Unfortunately.
Great catch from our spotters.
And that is the importance of spotters at a powerlifting meet right there.
Yeah, great catch. As soon as there was downwards movement, the spotters knew to catch it, because that's a lot of weight. You can't be risking that.
All right, we will be taking a little break while we get set up for bench press.
So stay tuned.
And thank you for tuning into the squat portion of the live stream. All right, welcome back to the live stream. We are currently in flight A of bench press. And a good first attempt there. Well done. Well done, Yuchu. Okay. And then moving on to our next competitor, we have Sharon opening up with 35 kilograms for her first attempt.
What's back there? Does there mean Gatorade? I think there's Gatorade too, though. Yeah. What color?
You want to start?
All right.
Very smooth first attempt for Sharon there. Well done.
Sharon with the white lights. We've relocated the TV so you guys can see the lights now. So that's looking pretty good.
So Lucas, now that we've moved into our bench section of the meet, what's your general advice, or what's your best advice that you can give for people when it comes to bench? And how can you, after squat, how can you approach your bench to get the best possible result?
Well, I think, for those first-time lifters, those beginners, just remembering commands, remembering planting your feet, all the kind of fundamentals that go into powerlifting. For the bench specifically, bench is a very technical lift, so we got to be absolutely sure that we're hitting these first attempts and logging a score. For those who don't know, if you actually miss all 3 attempts in any given lift, you basically don't log anything for the meet. So it's known as bombing out, and that's not something you want to do ever. Nice pause, nice press.
Very well done, Christina. So if you bomb out a meet, does that technically mean your weight was 0 pounds or 0 kilograms for that lift?
Yes, so if you bomb out, it means your total for that meet is just 0. You don't really get a score. You can continue to participate and do all the lifts, and that counts for your own personal record and all that. But in terms of qualification and the IPF and all that stuff, you just don't log a total. It's almost the equivalent of getting DQ'd in a competition.
All right, here comes Celeste, 52.5 kilograms.
And for those who are watching at home, you may see these plates that are brightly colored and think, oh, that's not that much weight. Look how small they are. These are all kilo plates. And for example, this is over 100 pounds. This is 115 pounds right there. It looks can be very deceiving when it comes to powerlifting. The red plates, for example, are actually 25 kilos. And your normal standard plate in the gym is 45 pounds.
Or 20 kilos.
Or 20 kilos. So, you may see someone benching 1 or 2 plates, but it's actually significantly more than what you'd expect in the gym.
The plates may look thinner, but I believe it is the metal that is different. They use different metals
They're very dense.
Manufacture these. Much denser metals, which means that even though the plates look thinner, they're heavier than your standard 45 pound or 20 kilogram gym plates. heavier, Paul. Very smooth, 55 kilogram attempt there, and 3 white lights. Well done. Good opener right there.
Very good lift, confident opener.
Here comes Samantha with 57.5 kilograms. Do you have a personal favorite lift out of the 3 in a powerlifting meet, Lucas?
Honestly, I think my favorite lift is whatever lift is progressing the most. So, like, honestly, that changes so much. My favorite lift used to be bench, then it was deadlift, then it was squat, and then it was back to, like, deadlift. So, I don't know. I think on average, I do like deadlifting the most just because, you know, it feels nice to get or to kind of push yourself and move the most weight possible. And that's usually what a deadlift is.
And a beautiful opener attempt for Samantha there. Successful lift.
Great attempt. There are some people where they're very squat dominant and their squat actually is more than a deadlift, but for 99% of people, they can deadlift more than their squat. So that's what I like.
Me included. Me included. Another example for people that they might not think about is people with longer limbs or longer arms tend to be better at deadlifts while they tend to be weaker at bench. Longer arms mean that you have further distance to cover on your bench rep.
Yeah, typically one advantage for one lift is a disadvantage for another. It's very hard to be a specialist at all 3.
Here comes Marina with 60 kilograms.
Very lightweight there. Once again, it doesn't look like it, but that's almost 1 plate in the commercial gym right there.
Yep.
You know, that's 132 pounds.
It's almost as if your body, whatever you're given, like your body structure and how strong you are, you have a certain number of attribute points, and you can only allocate however many attribute points among the 3 lifts in a powerlifting meet. So if you had 15 total attribute points, you could do 5 points to squat, 7 points to bench, and then the remaining 3 to deadlift, right? Depending on who you are, how you lift, what your body shape and structure is like.
So Aiden, if I gave you 15 attribute points, like what's your current character build? Like what are you?
I'll let you know that after Caitlin does her 60 kilogram opener right here. Beautiful, very smooth from Caitlin there. Nice opener. Going back to my attribute points, I would probably give myself 7 points for deadlift. I am a deadlift specialist in my own words. 5 points to squat. My squat's been getting up there recently, and then the remaining 3 to bench because my bench might be my weakest lift, unfortunately.
Poverty bencher.
I'll wear that crown of shame. I'll wear that crown of shame. It is what it is. My bench has been getting better recently. I've been really focusing on repping out the lighter weight in order to become stronger with the heavier weight. But for now, I am still a deadlift specialist, very much so.
Yeah, you guys can't see, but if you saw Aiden, you would not expect it. The man is built like a bodybuilder.
Power builder, at least for my. That's the way I like to approach it. But
Power
I
builder.
did start off with bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Without Lucas, though, I wouldn't be deadlifting and lifting as much as I would be now. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that they do train powerlifting when they're in the gym, and it's like if you're there, you might as well, try and invest that time and really push yourself. Jessica that was a crazy fast opener.
That looked like a warm-up rep, not even a first attempt, but
yeah.
Hey, let's see what she does next.
Wow. But yeah, like I mean, I think a lot of people squat, a lot of people bench press, and a lot of people deadlift. And, if you ask them if they're a powerlifter, maybe they wouldn't say so. But I think, in my opinion, if you're someone who practices those lifts and who's like aiming for a goal in strength, like that's what powerlifting is, And for a lot of people here today, they're taking that next step, right? They've been in the gym, they've been practicing their big 3 lifts, and now it's kind of time to see the fruits of their labor in a real competition setting.
And here comes Nathaniel with a 90 kilogram opener.
I guess we can pose a question to the chat right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Nathaniel just misses the re-rack on the bench, but his spotters are there.
I think that was just a spotter issue right there. But I think let's get some audience engagement. If you guys are listening, if you had 15, I guess, like skill points, how would you distribute those skill points among your squat, bench, and deadlift? Are you like a deadlift specialist with like 8 points? Or are you like a poverty squatter with like 2 points? Like, what are you?
Yeah, we're watching for who skips leg day.
Yeah. It's fine too. Sometimes people have like 10 points in deadlift, 5 points in bench, and they got like noodle legs. But
or they just don't train squat and do every other leg exercise in the book.
True. It is what it is. People be built different,
As Andrew does his opener attempt here, 90 kilograms. Yeah, these attempts look very easy and smooth.
Everyone's a bench specialist here on their opener.
And here comes Theo with a 92.5 kilogram opener. Seems that this first flight of these first attempts for flight A are going to fly right by.
Yeah, well, we're really getting through all these lifts. It's kind of funny because like squat and bench are traditionally pretty long lifts in the grand scheme of things, but once we get to deadlifts, like those fly by so fast. Other than people's like pre-lift ritual where they get hyped up and they walk around and they get amped up, all that stuff kind of just goes by, within a second. It takes 1 second to do a deadlift, typically. Whereas, squatting, benching, you gotta hold it, you gotta pause it. There's a lot more to it.
Is that why deadlift is last among the 3 lifts?
I don't know if that is the reason. I think I'd hypothesize that it's, squat and deadlift are the most intense in terms of your whole body. So I think it makes sense to have, one of those two first and last, so you kind of get a break in between. But I'm not sure who decided, squat goes first.
Here comes Yu with a 30 kilogram attempt, and that went up great.
Very
Still a
nice.
successful lift even with the one red light. Now coming up to Sharon with a 40 kilogram second attempt. A little unsteady on the way up, but Sharon manages to get the weight up and get a successful lift. And that is how you grind out a rep. When you are doing many of these lifts, if you find yourself struggling, just keep pushing. Part of getting stronger is learning how to grind out a rep. If you are looking to begin powerlifting or just weightlifting in general, a key thing is learning to push and grind through your reps, because that will really help you make progress.
Yeah, I mean, powerlifting is its own sport in that, when you go to the gym, I think the average person typically goes for a lot of reps. And powerlifting is kind of different in that way, where you're specializing in these single heavy reps. And that's kind of its own skill. Good lift for Celeste. But when training for a meet and training powerlifting, a lot of lifters go through different blocks where they'll do sets of 3, so triples, they'll do doubles, and they'll do singles. And that way, they get the practice of, practicing those heavy 1-rep maxes, but then also, improving their volume a little bit with like triples, that sort of stuff.
That's a key thing. If you're in the gym and looking to begin powerlifting, don't always go for a PR every single workout. Don't always go for your 1 reps.
Yeah.
Keep those to a minimum. As Christina goes for her second attempt here, 55 kilograms. Beautifully done.
Yeah, and a lot of lifters, when actually training for a meet or in the off season, typically keep the RPE relatively low. Part of it too is like when you max out and you really push the RPE on a lift, it actually tires you out and puts a lot of fatigue on your body. So a lot of people, what they do is like they'll train. Maybe they'll hit some PRs in their training, but they leave it all for the platform. They kind of save themselves for this moment and actually like shatter their records.
Your Paul, 60 kilograms. Very nice.
Three whites again. Things are looking good for our benchers today. That is a good lift.
Here comes Marina with a 65 kilogram second attempt. Very nice. Slight wobble on the upward part of the lift there, but she gets it up and gets a successful lift. Here comes Caitlin, 65 kilograms.
Very big arch here for this bench. You'll kind of tend to see a lot of people arch their back. I guess you can call it an extreme arch. It's not very extreme for powerlifting.
We call it the parabola arch.
The top of the parabola.
For my mathematics people out there. All right, 65 kilograms. Well done, Caitlin.
Looks good. But arching your back actually helps with a variety of different things. It helps you better connect your back into the bench. And a big part of it is staying braced and kind of wedging your back in for stability. When you arch your back like that, you're actually better able to stabilize. And much like any building, you're only as strong as your foundation, right?
So we took the piece from the Symphony there on the side it shows the black top, so then we just
Here comes Jessica, 72.5 kilograms. Wow, very smooth.
No, it's automatic with the Symphony. So
Ooh, and that's actually a no lift. I think that was a jumped rack command.
Back command, okay.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Once you finish the lift, it's not over. You need to wait for the judges to tell you to rack it. And if you prematurely rack it, you just don't get the lift.
Even if a lift looks good, it might not actually be good, as witnessed by me thinking that previous lift was good. Unfortunately, the command was not obeyed.
And you know, it's really important too, because it's like, in powerlifting, it's about showing the control of the weight. You know, we've all seen people where they bench and they bounce the weight off their chest, and they just bounce in and push it all the way up and re-rack it without actually holding onto it and stopping it. And, you know, that's why here, you know, you're required to control it and demonstrate that throughout.
$95 kilograms from Nathaniel. Here we go. Very easy for Nathaniel. Let's see if that is a successful lift. Oh, was there no? Oh, there we go. There we go. 3 white lights for Nathaniel. I'm just in a bit of suspense there, wondering, is that a good lift or not? Another 95 kilogram attempt, this time from Andrew.
Shout out Andrew, let's smoke this opener.
Way too easy. Way too easy. Is that a successful lift? That is a successful lift.
Very good lift. You may notice that lift was actually a lot faster than some of the other lifts. The reason is actually just based on the criteria. So a lot of people think when you're powerlifting, it counts as like a pause rep. You need to pause for 1 second at the chest. But that's not actually what the rules are. The rules are the bar needs to become motionless. So if you're able to quickly bring the bar down, keep it completely motionless, you're gonna get the press command a lot faster than say someone who's slowly lowering it, but it's still moving once it touches their chest.
Again, control is key.
Control is key, and that's why, speeding it up can sometimes be a detriment, right?
Exactly.
You're not able to stop it properly, and you're not able to, control it. But in that case, excellent control, got the press command, looked amazing.
Whoa, here comes Theo with 100 kilograms. Nice. And a successful lift for Theo.
Theo with a bit of a closer grip there.
And moving on to our third attempt of flight A, we will start with Yu Chu with 32.5 kilograms. In between attempts here, I can ask you, Lucas, what are some key factors that a powerlifter can use to get the maximum strength they can out of their bench? Because it's not just your arms, your triceps, or your chest you're pushing. What other key factors are there in a bench? And now you mentioned one with arching your back, but what else is there when it comes to bench press?
Some other things to consider is just like planting your feet and using leg drive. So that's really important into maintaining that arch. So you can see here.
As Yu Chu gets ready to do her lift, there's the back arch.
And she's actually digging her feet into the ground,
keeping
to
her feet
that
flat.
Arch. And that's kind of where the stability comes from. You're tensing all the way from your foot, all the way through your legs, all the way through your back. And that's what creates that foundation there. Ooh, a good grind. She gets
Wow. Another textbook example of grinding out a rep. Beautifully done, Yu Chu.
it. Great attempt selection there. Once again, that's a perfect attempt selection. And third attempt, giving it her all, and she just gets it up. That's what you want to see.
Final attempt for Sharon at 42.5 kilograms. Nice. A little bit of pausing there on the rep, but gets it up, and it's a successful lift. Way to end off Sharon. A big hug from her coach right there. Beautifully done. You love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. Here comes Celeste, 57.5 kilograms.
We have quite the crowd here today, too.
Nice.
A lot of family members, a lot of supporters out here watching those third attempts.
Very nice. And it seems like so far Flight A is ending off very strong on their third attempts, grinding each rep out. Here comes Christina to continue on with
Yeah.
Flight A.
A lot of family members here in the nest. Come down. We're out here all day. Have a seat. There's plenty of space. Bring your friends. Bring your mom.